And thank you so very much for your presence here today as we gather to celebrate Lyle's life. Family has asked me to let you know there will be a luncheon at the Inglewood Village Hall following this service and burial. It's at 140 Boulevard Street, Inglewood. If you would now please join me as we begin celebrating Lyle's life with prayer. Heavenly Father, as we just asked a few moments ago with family members, we ask for your comfort, we ask for your peace. We ask that in these moments you would help us to remember Lyle well. Please let us know how much you care, that you are always here to help us every step of our journeys. In Christ's name I pray. Amen. If you knew Lyle, you understood he enjoyed having a good time. He liked to play pickles and scratchers at local bars. He kept that scratching quarter of his tucked away in the cigarette package. Winning just a little bit of green was always fun, to be sure. Dad liked to scare the daylights out of his girls. He would run up to you or walk up behind you and go, "Rawr," or whatever, and yeah. He kept that sense of humor to the very end. He possessed a trait that he allegedly passed down. I asked if it got passed down, and I saw a few heads kind of go like this. Apparently he had an ability to be rather, how shall I say, bullheaded. Yes, he could be ornery, but we loved him. Lyle was one who really did not like to change. He was set in his ways. That usually worked well with family. He was very loyal to you. Problems arose when you tried to change things like the arrangement of the furniture in his living room. He enjoyed doing that, she confessed, but Dad always made her put it back. Dad also rather enjoyed being able to prove people wrong. Like when a garage told Katina that her car engine was blown. Dad proved it was only a spark plug that was needed, and that car was as good as new. Lyle was an avid mushroom hunter. He enjoyed the outdoors for hunting, and obviously for those country drives. At home, he enjoyed playing dominoes. Well, he liked to dominate at dominoes. He enjoyed beating you badly. And as I'm looking up, I see a few faces of people who are like, oh, yeah. Apparently, Lyle, Dad, and Grandpa didn't show a lot of mercy. You all joked that the only way to beat him was maybe by cheating. But even that wasn't possible. Would you please pause with me as we listen together to Go Rest High?
think your sweet voice. Go as high on the mountain, saw you work on earth is done. Don't you lay none shall the golden
One of Lyle's favorite pastimes was cruising the dirt roads in his car. He loved those Buicks. He was a mechanic and he knew which cars were best. Apparently, he was also well acquainted with the floorboards directly beneath his gas pedal. He allegedly made it from St. Paul, Minnesota to Fremont once in 4+ hours. Having lived in Minnesota for some 20 years, having a daughter still up there, I'd rather know what that actually means in terms of speed. And frankly, I'm pretty impressed. What did he say? Vroom? I'm thinking that maybe the thrill of jumping off that train one night that he hopped after leaving the bar late one night gave him such a rush that he wanted to feel it again. So when you described all the sticky weeds he picked up when he rolled after he jumped, I don't know if that's actually the reason. On one of those car cruises that Lyle took, he stopped and ordered some Rocky Mountain oysters by accident. It ends up that he actually liked them. And up until a few years ago, Miller High Life was a favorite beverage of his until he could no longer imbibe. Mountain Dew became his go-to drink. Country music of yesteryear was Lyle's favorite. The likes of Conway Twitty and Burl Ives. He enjoyed listening to his records while he sipped on a beer. Eunice, you and Lyle enjoyed dancing to some of those records. It makes me smile just to think about it. Lyle had an interesting way of saying things. He might offer up, better not show up without your grandkids, or I have a high-tech question. And then ask something along the lines of, Now, you get smudges off my TV screen. He'd be goofy like that. More than anything, Lyle loved being together, family. You kids recall the lawnmower races that Dad instigated, the foot races, or the egg boiling contests. Whatever it was, Dad was definitely very competitive. Would you please join with me again?
Tell me what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have no fear and your pain away. 'Cause here on earth feels like heaven. You've been saved since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. I hope you're singing in the angel's choir. I hope the angels know what they have. I've been so much in heaven since you arrived. So tell me, what do you do up in heaven? All you think filled with love and light. Is there music? Is there art and invention? Tell me, are you happy? Are you warm and alive? 'Cause here on earth feels like everything. You've been saved since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I hope you're singing in the angel's choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I've been so nice, been living since you arrived. I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I hope you're singing in the angel's choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I've been so nice, been living since you arrived. Since you arrived.
You kids laughed, recalling how Dad always seemed to know what to hold on to in case he might need it down the road. Like that extra faucet handle that sat in his trunk of the car for like half a dozen years. It was the perfect replacement for that broken handle in the house. Having all daughters was just fine with Lyle. He made sure that each one of them were well versed with the mechanical know-how to be able to fix their own cars. You girls even knew all the odd tools that Dad had. I'm pretty impressed. Dad had a considerable amount of vehicle knowledge stored up in his memory. Apparently, he was able to teach you girls well. The truth is, now those daughters like to figure stuff out themselves. Dad was definitely street smart, and he passed that wisdom on to each of you. He did a good job of letting you know how very proud he was of you. Lyle was always happy to see his kids and their families. And like a good dad, he'd get a little upset when you weren't getting along. I'm sure that didn't happen often. He'd chide you, "You're sisters. You better start getting along." I had to say, ouch. I remember my mom and dad saying the same thing to me. It hurt in the moment, but it was definitely awesome advice. Lyle was actually one of, I think, 10 children. When family reunions took place, there were always lots of dominoes and card games to be played. You kids had fun on the playground equipment, having the time of your lives. Those were big family get-togethers. Later, when grandkids showed up, Lyle couldn't stop asking if you wanted the treat. It's kind of funny how that changes. Growing up, can't get anything sweet. The grandkids come along and he can't give them enough. Grandpa liked calling his kids and grandkids sweetheart, or daddy's dollies, or asking, "Where's Grandpa's sweet pea at?" He thought the world of each of you. I learned the last time that Lyle was able to get out was for a birthday celebration. You all were able to help him get some pull tabs, his Mountain Dew, and some pickle tickets. Brother Rich definitely gave Lyle the pep and inspiration to get out and go. It was a wonderful time being together. As I visited with family, I learned that just as with each of us, Lyle faced his fair share of challenges and then some. He suffered from vascular dementia and diabetes, as well as lymphoma and neuropathy. In these last years, it became increasingly difficult for him to get out and around until he could no longer even really walk. But each day, he and you made the best of things. Would you please listen with me again to When I Get Where I'm Going? When I get where I'm going, on the far side of the sky, the first thing that I'm gonna do is spread my wings and fly. I'm gonna land beside the light, run my fingers through his mane, where I might find out what it's like to ride a drop of rain. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will share the sins and struggles I have carried all these years, and I'll leave my heart wide open. I will love and have no fear. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, don't cry for me down here. I'm gonna walk with my granddad, and he'll match me step for step. And I'll tell him how I've missed him every minute since he left. And then I'll hug his neck. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will share the sins and struggles I have carried all these years, and I leave my heart wide open. I will love and have no fear. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, don't cry for me now. So much pain, so much darkness, this world we stumble through. All these questions I can't answer, and so much work to do. But when I get where I'm going, and I
see my Maker's face. I'll stand forever in the light of His amazing grace. And when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will never have no fear. And when I get where I'm going,
Though Lyle may not have been overly religious, he seemed to appreciate the importance of God in our lives. The song that you family picked up, "When I Get Where I'm Going," it's actually a pretty wonderful reminder. The good book says that we're foreigners here. We're aliens and strangers in a foreign land. Home is really not here on earth, it's in heaven. It's where we're going. As I visited with family, Tina and Katie, you both talked about how Father was always there for you. Eunice, you're forever grateful for your husband's love and support. Lyle, you were amazed and grateful for how your dad always found a way to provide for you all. You fondly recall the game the dad made out of collecting aluminum cans. Canning, you called it. You'd split up in teams and each cover a mile of road and then hopscotch over one another to keep going down the path. All that extra money helped make ends meet. Dad did whatever it took to provide. I call that amazing love. It may have been a tough life for Lyle at times, but it became the reason that you all have become and stayed so very close. There is no doubt that Dad loved life. He wanted his bride and each of his children and their families to be happy. Yes, Dad was very protective of you girls. He just wanted the best for you. He demonstrated that together you can be a team, even when you didn't want to be. One of you said it well. Our love was greater than all the bad stuff. Dad showed you that you can make it through anything and still stay together. I leave you with the words of Jesus, who said, God blesses those who are poor in spirit and realize their need for Him, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. From Isaiah chapter 26, the prophet said, God, you will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you, all whose thoughts are fixed on you. Today, might we each experience that amazing, perfect peace that God offers every single one of us as we fix our thoughts on Him. Will you join me in prayer? Heavenly Father, we thank you again so very much for Lyle. Thank you for the way that he loved us and provided for us. More, much, much more than adequately. Wonderfully so. May you help us to continue to pass forward the best of his legacy and remember him well always. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Let us now go in God's peace.
feeling. Can't believe you're really gone. Don't feel like going home, so I'm gonna stand right here on the edge of this pier and watch the sunset disappear. Drink a beer. Funny how the good ones go too soon, but the good Lord knows the reasons why, I guess. Sometimes the greater plan is kind of hard to understand. Right now it don't make sense. I can't make it all make sense, so I'm gonna stand right here on the edge of this pier and watch the sunset disappear. Drink a beer. So long, my friends, until we meet again. I'll remember you and all the times that we used to sit right here on the edge of this pier, watch the sunset disappear. Drink a beer.